Hey, what's going on, bootstrappers? All right, man. I gotta tell you, summertime is so tough. It really is. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it is tough. Like, I have some days where I'm just like, oh man, I don't even want to work today. And it's hard because, like, I don't have to work. I have income coming in, but ran into a couple of legal financial problems right now, challenges based on 2 properties that I have that kind of squeezing me. So I'm like, I gotta get out there and make some more money, gotta make some more deals happen. But gosh, what happens when you just don't feel motivated, when you just do not want to just work, or it just takes you forever because you're just dragging? You're like, oh man, I gotta get up. What's up, Eric? Gotta do this and do that. Like, I would love to spend time with my family and kids and stuff like that, which we do a lot. Like, I took my boy today. I went on a date yesterday with one of my kids, and I went on a date again today. And but so what have I been doing today? Well, I just got a contract signed on a property that I just sold. So I just sold this house. This guy put $22,000 down. He'd been paying over a year, for about a year and a half. He finally made his last payment of $4,000. So we converted from a lease option to a true seller financing. He's like, and I'm going to sell it. I'm like, go for it, bro. You're buying the property now. You can sell it. He's like, yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna get my money back out of it because he's having a hard time financially. And I'm like, well, you can do that, or you can just find a buyer that has the 20 grand that you just put down and have them just pay you 20 grand and then just step into the contract. That way I can continue to get the cash flow out of the deal, because that's the most important thing for me, is I want the cash flow. And he's like, I can do that? I'm like, of course you can, man. That's exactly what you can do. So, but like yesterday, man, I was just like, oh, like I have all this like mounting financial pressure. And it's not a big deal. I mean, it is what it isn't. I got one house that I bought a long time ago, like 2 years ago. It's a long time, guys. And the dude, it was my first and only wrap that I've ever done. A wraparound mortgage is when you have an underlying mortgage and you have someone that takes the all-inclusive trust deed. So they're buying everything as one total package. Because when I sell their finances, I just do a contract for deed. Basically, is what I do. Is like, here's a contract. You know, you make the payments to me. If you don't make the payments, then, you know, I kick you out, kind of a thing. You know, they're evicted. But when I do a wrap, they're actually going on title. They have complete control. Like, I can't just like go and like evict the person. I got to foreclose on him. And I didn't know what I was doing when I did this. The guy is from Texas. He had a Texas attorney do all of this stuff. And in California, we're a non-judicial state. And so that means that on the trust deed, you have what's called a power of sale clause. And the power of sale clause says that, hey, if you don't pay, I have the right to take your property and auction it off. And unfortunately, this all-inclusive trust deed that we got, that was drafted from this attorney in Texas, does not have that power of sale clause. And so I have to go through what's called a judicial foreclosure. And trying to find an attorney to do that is tough, because most attorneys are like, I don't want to do that. So I did find one. And I mean, yeah, it's like $375 an hour. And I'm like, holy crap, this is going to cost me a lot of money to get this thing taken care of, to get it back. But I have to get it back because he's not paying on it. It's going to go to foreclosure. The dude who I bought the house from called me up. He's like, hey, did you know my house is like in foreclosure? And I'm like, what? No way. I didn't know that, man. And so, like, yeah, his house is in foreclosure. So, like, I mean, his credit's getting trashed. And I'm like, oh, all right, man. All right, I got to do this. So it's the right thing to do, is to pay to foreclose on this guy. I'm probably going to end up losing money, because I'm going to pay to foreclose it, get the property back, and then just like sell it at either break even or what. I don't know what the condition of the property is. So it's kind of a tough situation. And you might be saying, well, why don't I just let it go to foreclosure? Because what's happened, I pulled title on this guy, and I pulled up, this guy sent me his credit report, basically. And what he has done, so as you know, foreclosures happen and then, you know, after 90 days you get filed what's called a notice of default. So he has been like inching this thing along. He'll let go like 120 days, and then he'll bring it current, and then he'll go like another like 90 days, and he'll bring it current. And so he just keeps on rolling this thing, like just dragging this dude's credit through the mud. And so I called him up on a Saturday. He goes like, I ain't selling a property. I ain't doing nothing. If you got a problem, you need to have that guy contact me. So I'm like, dude, here you go. So he contacts him, and of course, no one answers. He doesn't want to pick up his phone now. I'm like, dude, all right. So it is what it is. But like, because of that, and then I have another property that this guy, he promised to make a payment on it. So I have 11 acres. He's buying a house on 5 acres, and then I have an adjacent 6 acres. And the adjacent 6 acres, he's like, hey, let me not make monthly payments on it, but I'll make lump sum payments. Oh, okay, yeah, sounds great. Lump sum payments. All right. Also, annually, I'll make a lump sum payment of 15 grand to you, and I'm making the turn around, and I'm making that payment to the seller, not 15 grand. Some of that goes in my pocket, but so another lesson learned is okay, you know what? No lump sum payments. These guys, they can't handle it. It catches up to them. It's like, oh, that's this month. I'm like, you knew it was this month, man. I gave you a 2-month warning and a 1-month warning. Heads up, like, hey, it's coming due. What's up, Eric? And so I got between the judicial foreclosure, and then I got this 15 or a little bit less than that, payment to the seller, and the seller's pissed. She's like, where's my money? I want my money. She's like, my life is falling apart. I was waiting on that money. I got to put my kids in braces. I got to pay off some medical bills. I got my car fixed and all this other crap. I'm like, yeah, because again, I made these promises to these sellers. And so, lessons learned, through this journey of being a creative real estate investor. And, fortunately we have money in the reserves and stuff like that. But it's like, man, got to go out and hustle, make some more money. Get some more dough. So, like I said, we just closed that one right now a minute ago. And then, as I'm picking up my mail from the post office, y'all know what this is? These are return postcards. And I'm just going to go ahead and go because it looks like it's my turn. That's right. So I got all these return to senders postcards. So obviously I got a house here. This one already sold. This was a short sale. People are living in this house. It's a junker. This one, I don't know what's going on with this house, but I'm definitely going to be contacting this owner. Code enforcement told me about this house. So this house is vacant, and I'm like, all right, so there's some opportunity here, and another one here. So anyway, got some skip tracing to do. What's up? Finally, I'm glad to be finally here live again. I'm glad you're here live again as well. Keeping busy chasing leads, for sure, man, and being with your family. That's what it's all about, Eric. That's why we do this stuff. So some mornings I wake up and I'm like a springboard, man. I'm like, boom, bam, I'm out the door. I mean, every morning I get out the door and I go and I do like either CrossFit or a swim. So today I did exercise. I did like a CrossFit type exercise, and I'm just like, I have high energy. I'm ready to go. Other mornings I'm up and I do my same routine every morning, and then I get home and then like I jump on Facebook or I'll do something else. I'm avoiding work. I'm avoiding, like, I don't want to do any kind of work today. And that sucks, you know what? But like, that's a reality for a lot of people. And what I have found is like the hardest thing to do is like, some dude wants to call me. So the hardest thing to do is like, is to get that motivation to start going. That's right, Steven. Good job, man. And so what I do is I just work. So like yesterday I had to go run an errand, and I'm like, you know what? I'm right by the courthouse. I'm actually just going to jump in the courthouse. And I haven't been to this courthouse for over 2 months. So I pulled 18 leads because my pages hold 8. So I have 8, and then 2. So I pulled 18 new leads. And the crazy thing is, this is the most amazing thing. Like, you know what? Like, I'm like, oh, I have no motivation to get out there and do some work and stuff like that. So I'm driving by the other night with my family, and I drive by this house, and I see this house all boarded up, and I'd never seen this house before. And the reason why is this house had been set back for so far, and it was covered by all these shrubs. I just assumed it was a part like of another house. And so today, like when I drove by a couple of days ago, the grass had been mowed, and the tree shrubs, like the shrubs in the tree, have all been like cut back. And I'm like, oh, there's a house there, and it's all boarded up. So I go home and I look up the house information and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I found where this house is at. Who owns this house? So guess what? I'm like, and so I'm like, this seems a bit odd. So I pull up the obituaries, and sure enough, this person's dead. I'm like, oh man, this person died like 2 years ago. But someone's doing work on the property. I'm like, man, what's going on here? So sure enough, as I was pulling my probate leads, guess what I found? I found that house. I found the owner, or not the owner, I guess I found the petitioner. But here's the crazy thing about the petitioner, is that petitioner tried to do it pro per. So they went into the state, they tried to do it themselves. And when you do it yourself, you list all of your contact information, your email address, all of that stuff. So I have all of their contact information. That got kicked out. So whatever they did, they didn't do it right. So then they hired an attorney. So this was like a 2-month process. So the original one, I think, was back in like, I was last in there in April. And so there was one in May. And then there was, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, so it was like the 1st of May. And then I just really barely saw another one that was just like a week ago, like the first week of July. What's up, Maronda? And so it's crazy because now they had to hire an attorney because they didn't do it right. So I'm like, okay, so someone's like anxious to get this property sold and it needs a lot of work. So guess what? Guess who I'm calling? So yeah, you know, it's amazing. Like I said, I didn't have any motivation. I'm like, I don't want to. So I forced myself because I was already on that side of town just to go inside real quick. And it's crazy. I know myself because once I got in there, like it was about 12:30. I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten lunch yet. Oh, I don't want to do this. I'm like, you know what? I'll just do a handful. I left like at 2:30. So like I was there for like 2 hours pulling these leads and stuff like that because I had so many to catch up on. And one of them, like a couple of them had long wills. I had to read through all the wills and make sure that there was the property. There wasn't like a dispute or anything like that. And one person like totally like aired all the family laundry. Like after my dad cheated on my mom, he shacked up with the lady and she's trying to take the house and I don't think she should have it. And like all this crazy stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure the courts, you know, love to hear all that stuff. Hey, what's up, Gwen? But anyway, yesterday's when I needed to kind of get that ball rolling again, that momentum. So, you know what? When you're feeling like in a funk, just get out there and do something. Make some phone calls. Maybe that's too hard for you. Maybe making a phone call is too hard. Get in the car and drive around, start looking for property. Like I said, you know, I was driving in the neighborhood, saw some houses, but I got really motivated when I went to the courthouse. And in the courthouse, I was like, oh, crap. This is a house that when I start to see like certain things converge, like when I see a property that I'm driving for dollars and I recognize it, and I recognize in the obituaries that, oh, this person's deceased, and I see that there's a probate action going on, like I'll gravitate towards those properties because they're all my momentum and everything is converging on that focal point of that property, and it's telling me like, hey, this is a good opportunity. Someone is definitely motivated right now to make this happen, to do something, especially if they're going to hire an attorney because they try to do it once themselves the first time and the second time they didn't. And I read that will too. Excuse me. And the will said on that particular property that the mom, it was crazy because when I was looking up the mom, who was all what do they call it when someone not who they're succeeded by, but like survived. So all the survived. So like I said, this person was survived by, because I'm looking for like, you know, sons and daughters and stuff like that. And this person was like survived by like half son, half nephew. I'm like, all these like people that want to be recognized, you know, it's like, oh, there's my nephew-in-law and stuff like that. So it was really cool for me to find out who exactly the person was, the executor of the estate. And when I was reading the will, it said that that this particular person has the right, you know, to work on the property as they want with themselves, to fix it up and to sell it. So apparently it had been abandoned for a very, very long time. I think since like the 90s. And so the mom said that this person, the son, could work on it as they want, but the only work that I can see that has been done is that the property's just been just kind of cleaned up, like yard mowed and trees trimmed back, and hence the probate action for them to sell it. So I'm going to reach into that person's life and hopefully bless them and bless myself and start paying for some of these legal actions that I got going on right here, or at least this judicial foreclosure, and then I got to pay myself back for this 5 acres or whatever that I got, 6 acres. So anyway, now you've heard all my challenges and whatnot, that's what I got going on. So any challenges you guys have, just post them down here. Love to be able to be of service and to help you all out any way I possibly can. And if you're lacking any kind of motivation, just pick up the phone, start calling people, or start driving around your neighborhood looking for properties. Just do something. Just whatever you do, just do it. And you'll be surprised how that momentum will carry you on into the next action and the next action and the next action. Eventually you realize like, whoa, hey, why were they ever unmotivated to do anything? So, all right, guys, I'm Ryan Nickel. And just remember, you're one deal away from changing your entire financial future. Oh, look at this. Question on a short sale coming in the last minute, man. You just barely skid in here. All right, properties being sold on the MLS. I am thinking of engaging the realtor, but don't understand the short sale mechanics. You're going to have proof of funds or go out and get a loan if you're going to do a short sale. 9 times out of 10, though, when these real estate agents have a property listed as a short sale, they already have the buyer. And so they're just going through the formalities of listing it on the MLS, but they already have the buyer and it's already accepted. They've already accepted an offer. Not necessarily all the time, but that typically is the case. At least when I go and I short sell my properties, we already got the buyer in mind, and we put the property on the market, and then, you know, within a day, well, pending, we already have because we have the buyer. I got a lead for you. Inbox me, please. How about you inbox me? I'd love to work with you on a lead, Maronda. I just mailed out 14 probate letters today from Monterey County. Good for you, Eric. That's awesome, man. I hope they all turn back in, 14-fold for you. So, yeah, when I'm done with this, Maronda, I will go ahead and inbox you, and you can shoot me over the deets, and we can see what we got going on. Maybe make some money together. All right, guys, I'm going to go inside because, oh, yeah, today is the 6th. So Buyer one fell out. Well, there you go. I got to go put some rental money in the old bank account here and pay some bills. Got a lot more rent checks and rent payments that we got coming up here. So anyway, just want to make you guys all drool at the mouth, like, oh my gosh. I love this lady. This lady's like, every month she sends me a check and she leaves it blank. I'm like, why do you leave it blank? Put my name in there. Put Nickel Properties in there. Do something. But it's always like I'm like, if I walked outside and the wind like took it out of my hand or something like that, someone just got a nice $2,000 paycheck. Payday. So, but all right, guys, I need to go and pay some mortgages. And any other loose rent checks I got hanging out in there? Nope, don't have that. So all right, well, we'll see you all later. And again, just remember, guys, seriously, like one deal is all it takes to change your entire financial future. I mean, look at this. I got mailbox money coming in for days. I got like a fatty old envelope that won't even like close itself. What's up, Joel? So I got low network, so I guess that must be a sign. All right, y'all, I'll see y'all later. And post your challenges or comments below, and I'll do my best to help you all out. And be on the lookout for something special coming in the next, probably by next week. All right, see ya.